Did you hear about Trump talking about taking over Gaza? What do you think? Do you think that'll happen? So let's take a look at it from a prophetic point of view. If you go over to BibleScienceHappening.com, yeah, let's just get right over there, and then get this cleared up here. All right. Over at BibleScienceHappening.com, what you can do is just come right over here, drop down, and then if you go to Clarity and go to Clarity 2, then what you'll see, get right over here, and Clarity 2, as you scroll down, you'll see this clip right here. When you click on that, then you'll take it over to a Rumble page, a video, and on that video, it's 2 hours and 19 minutes, but if you go to 1 hour and 24 minutes, right around there, I'll be talking about the Middle East prophetically. It talks about Egypt, and it talks about Israel being in Egypt, and it also talks about part of Iran. I'm assuming the southern part of Iran is part of that region too. Isn't that interesting? That there's going to be a change up prophetically. There's going to be a change up in the Middle East, and so that's going to be the what is referred to in the Bible as the kingdom of the south, and then there's going to be a kingdom of the north. So my hypothesis is that the kingdom of the north is going to include Syria and northern Iraq and northern Iran and Turkey and maybe some other areas right over here too. This is fascinating because when you take a look at what's going on over in the Middle East right now, well, you have Gaza is destabilized. Lebanon is pretty much destabilized. Syria is pretty much destabilized. You listen about how Trump is talking about Khomeini. Well, Iran is going to be destabilized. And it really is financially right now anyways. And then Turkey, oh my gosh, economically, they're in a disaster. But at the same time, it just seems like Erdogan is not walking on eggshells, he's stomping on those eggshells. And so, as you probably know, there's a prophecy. Let me see if I can get over here. So, over at so this is the 210 prophetic points, and when you get over to, so right now we're on 26. It's Daniel chapter 8, verse 21. This can be a green check mark now. Green means that it has happened. Red means it's in the process, and yellow means that is it shaping up right now? But 26 is about the horn of the he-goat. First king. Is it President Trump? Yep, it is President Trump. He is there. And begins to reign. So he was inaugurated. So we can check that off. Now, what we're looking at is the number 27 is going to be the next one. And that is a he-goat come from the west on the face of the whole earth, and touches not the ground. Well, that sounds like a pretty significant attack, doesn't it? From the west, on the face of the whole earth, touches not the ground. And so let's see who, and that is Trump initiating a war. So what's going to happen? Well, let's look at prophetic point number 28. Again, Daniel chapter 8, verse 21. The he-goat is the first king, President Trump, that's being referenced in Daniel chapter 8. So he's the first king of Grecia, which is the U.S., and the horn, that is the first king, that's the president of Grecia, USA, being referenced. Confirmation of who this person is will be confirmed by the events of Daniel chapter 8, verse 7, see number 29. Well, we're at number 29, so let's see what's going to happen here. The he-goat, in essence, President Trump, will smote the ram, Iran and Turkey, and break his two horns, so that's breaking, removing Khomeini and Erdogan. So we can see things shaping up right now to where it's very plausible that Trump will remove Khomeini. But what about Erdogan? What's going on with that? Well, from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of things going on with Erdogan that we're not really picking up on in the news, and Erdogan is really interested in Syria. But here's the thing, is that President Trump, he is privy to all kinds of information, and so he could go over and take out Khomeini and Erdogan without us even knowing that he was going to take out Erdogan. And after he takes out Erdogan, he could just come back and say, listen, this is why I took out Erdogan. What everyone didn't know is that Erdogan was doing that, or he was planning this, or whatever. We'll have to see how it plays out. But what I wanted to show you is that we are getting really close to 27, 28, 29, 30. His kingdom, Khomeini's, Iran, will be broken. None of Khomeini's posterity will be the new kings. Okay, so then prophetic point number 31 is Revelation chapter 17, verse 10. The fourth king, Khomeini, is fallen. And so now we're at prophetic point number 32, Daniel chapter 11, verse 5. His, Khomeini's kingdom, will be divided into a kingdom of the north. And then with prophetic point number 33, Daniel chapter 11, verse 6, his, Khomeini's kingdom, will be divided into a kingdom of the south. Now, look over here at 34. And now we have the fifth king in power. And then in then prophetic point number 35, Daniel chapter 11, verse 8, Egypt is part of the kingdom of the south. Isn't that fascinating? So we could go on and on and on. Now you get to print out the 210 prophetic points for free. You just go over to the website, BibleScienceHappening.com, and you'll want to watch the first video, which is on that website, and it's going to help you get some tips about the first and the second videos are going to help you get the tips of printing out the chart and printing out the 210 prophetic points. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the chart, this is the chart. You can print it out on 8.5 by 11 paper for free. Just go over there and print it out. I have 18 by 13 that so if you ever meet up with me, I might have one of those that I can give you too. All right, so over at BibleScienceHappening.com, get it right here, click on the home page, and just come right down here, and you got this one right here that's going to give you some really good tips and tools, and then this one goes to that 2 hours and 19-minute video. So that's a really good one to watch because it takes you in really good detail over a lot of information. Now, what I recommend is that if you're really serious about this, if you're really serious about wanting to get up to speed as quickly as you can, then you just go over here to Discoveries, and these first 6 videos right here, these first lessons, they're going to get you up to speed really good. Now, they go through these chapters, and so that's going to give you the ability to see what the Bible says and what I'm getting out of it, how am I making the connections and the correlations. So there's some great information for you, and as you go through these, then you're going to see why am I saying that you're going to have these 2 different regions when the dust settles, and again, it could be a little bit different from this, but overall, I think that this is pretty accurate from what I'm getting out of the Bible. We'll have to just see how it all plays out. But will the U.S. Take over Gaza? Well, even if it does for a short time, I think that this is the way that it's going to shape up. And the one thing about it shaping up this way is that Al-Sisi of Egypt is to be the one that controls the area of the south, the kingdom of the south. His son, now he has 3 sons, and I would imagine that his son Mahmoud, he is very well trained and seasoned in the military, and he has done negotiations with Israel and is friends with Israel to some extent, and so. But one of the 3 sons, prophetically, is supposed to become the king of the north, and I look at that and I go, what a brilliant play. See, what is going to happen is that they're going to take the boundaries of Iran and erase those boundaries. They're going to take the boundaries of Iraq, of Syria, and the list goes on, and just going to obliterate those boundaries. And then they're going to create the new boundaries for the kingdom of the south and the kingdom of the north. Well, Al-Sisi, he's going to be wanting to have his region just peaceful, right? And now Iran, that section, they're not going to be trying to build up nuclear weapons or anything. No need to do that. No need to build up weapons. Al-Sisi has it all, and Al-Sisi is going to tell them, don't, building up weapons is illegal. And Al-Sisi would be responsible for squashing any problems that arise in his kingdom. And now they're making Al-Sisi's son, let's say Mahmoud, the king of the north. And Mahmoud, he's going to be doing the same thing. He's going to be making sure that everybody behaves in his kingdom up there. And then you're talking about father and son. And so it looks like for a while there is peace between the kingdom of the north and the kingdom of the south. We don't have any prophecies for a while regarding inside those kingdoms for a while. But then, oh boy, we got a lot more details after that. And you can get all this information over at BibleScienceHappening.com. I would, again, recommend that you go to Discoveries and then you just watch the first 6 lessons over there. They're going to take you through Revelation chapter 17, Revelation chapter 18, and then into Daniel chapter 11, which is the greatest foundational chapter for the prophetic events of the last days out of all the Bible. It is the best one. It starts to be fulfilled in 1925, and it ends with the return of Christ in power and glory, whenever that is. And we do know that when all Christ will return in power and glory, when all the prophetic events leading up to his glorious return have been fulfilled as promised. So, if we can understand the general order that the prophetic events are going to play out, then we got some really good insight. Now, I call it more of an event line, not a timeline, because there's nothing to really say how long it's going to take before this happens or that happens. There's some clues in some of the prophecies where it tells us that there's going to be about 6 years or 3.5 years, things like that. But overall, there's a lot of things that we just don't know how long they're going to play out. So anyways, there's a little insight for you, and if you're brand new, then I'm sure that you're just going, what is Lowell talking about? But if you go to BibleScienceHappening.com, just go to that first video, work your way through, and you're going to be getting up to speed real quick, and all this is going to start going, oh yeah, I can understand this now. So anyways, hey, you guys have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next clip.